Simon, I just thought you had a session last night in the stadium. You had a session last night in the stadium. Did everyone get through it okay? Is everyone fit and team ready to go and selected?
Yeah, it was a good run. The Scottish team had been there just before us, and the pitch had held up extremely well. It's a really good surface. Looks like a fast track, and it was good to get out into the stadium and get a feel for the surroundings, and it looks like an impressive place to play.
Peter, there was some doubts about the pitch, the quality of it maybe, and a big game on it tonight as well. What did you make of it?
I really what Simon said. I thought the service was excellent. We didn't do any scrummage or anything, but I don't think there'll be any issue with every multiple game or anything that was excellent.
What did you make of the opening ceremony in the first game? Did you watch it? Did you all watch it together?
We missed most of the opening ceremony, been training, but we certainly watched the Japan-Russia game. It was a very good game. I thought the quality was excellent. Obviously Japan were under pressure in the host nation to get a win, but I thought some of the rugby that was played, some of the set piece stuff was excellent. Some very impressive individual performances as well from both teams. So I thought it was a very good opening game.
Jacob, how has this week been a little bit different for you in your preparations in terms of Rob and Keith being injured? Does that factor into your thinking at all in terms of how you prepare as a member of that back three?
I think our preparation has been very good. Obviously it's a loss to not have kind of Rob and Rosie back three with their kind of experience, but Andrew Conway and Jordan have played a lot of rugby for Ireland, and I've played a fair bit of rugby with them, and they're both really exciting players to get to play with. They're the kind of guys that are going to want to run onto the ball and attack, which is, as a winger, very exciting. No, it hasn't really changed how we prepare. We prepared pretty much exactly the same as we would every other week for every other test match, and just excited to get going there.
Peter, who's going to be calling the line-out tomorrow?
So you have to wait and see. We've obviously two guys who are both very confident at calling the line out in the second row. So hang on to see tomorrow.
Jacob, it's been a long old wait, a lot of hype, a lot of excitement. How are you feeling about finally getting out there for a World Cup?
Whenever the pre-season started, you thought it's going to be an age until this comes around. It's come around very quickly. Obviously the buzz about the World Cup in general now is starting to build a bit more, and it's weird. It's a weird feeling to kind of see it's finally kind of kicked off when it's officially started. But just kind of looking forward to getting started and getting stuck into the game really.
How would Scotland test you, particularly you guys in the back three?
Scotland are obviously got very dangerous backgrounds to do. They'll come with a really, really intelligent kicking game as well. Finn Russell likes to put in these kind of smart club kicks and crossfields that if you're not completely switched on with the back three, can hurt you. So we've looked at them a lot over this week and just kind of created a plan to try and stop that, I guess.
Jacob, I presume where we might see a test of them trying to test you guys out the air, you guys see an opportunity to get your hand from the ball and maybe test them coming back at them?
We haven't really, I suppose, set out any kind of specific things that we want to do for attack. We're just try to do what we do well, and whenever we're attacking well and we're accurate with the ball and we're running good lines and stuff like that, that's when we're most dangerous, and that's probably when teams struggle to kind of keep up with us. So I think that's just what we're going to do. We don't have any magical plans to try and undo the Scottish.
Pete, obviously with Cameron and Johnny, there's been a bit of history with Glasgow and Munster, and then obviously Scotland. I suppose Johnny always gets a bit of treatment just naturally being a 10. Is there any way as a pack you can negate that? Is the best way to do that just get front foot ball basically and take that out of the equation entirely?
Yeah, we can. hasn't come into our thinking. You know, it's a test game. You know, halfbacks are always targeted. Jacob's already spoken about Finn Russell. You know, if you can get to, you know, teams playmakers, obviously, you know, it gives you an advantage. So that isn't something that's new in Test match rugby, and it isn't going to be any different tomorrow. So, as you said, look, I mean, front football, solid set piece, you know, having the ability to get ourselves into the game and starting well, you know, is paramount for us. So, you know, Johnny and the boys are really able to grab themselves.
And as a pack, obviously, you've got a lot of experience, you've played in a lot of situations and tournaments. It seems like things have been moving in the right direction. There's a group of boys that are ready to sort of take it up another level again.
Yeah, look, I think you have to think you're ready. You know, you've been waiting for this for a long time. You know, it's the game that everyone's been waiting for, and you know, we hadn't. I suppose 18 months ago we spoke about it briefly, but you know, when you're playing big tournaments and stuff, it kind of catches up with you all of a sudden. We're into pre-season, but you know, that felt like a long time ago now, and now it's here, and this is the one that everyone wants to start well in and perform well in. So, you know, we've had a great pre-season, and you have to think and believe you're ready to go.
Simon, were there any surprises, Simon, in the Scotland selection, and do you think they have chosen maybe in the back row to try and put as much pressure on your line out through?
No surprises, Peter. I don't think in their selection. Certainly in the back five of the scrum. I think Gilchrist and Gray have a fairly solid partnership that have been working really well for Scotland for a good while now, and they've got a back row that can compete on the ground. They can compete in the air. You know, I know John Barkley well, and he's done really well to get back to this stage after the injuries that he's had. But alongside him and Ryan Wilson and Hamish Watson, they have two very good ball players, guys who are, like I say, good on the ground. They'll carry, but they'll also you know, they'll put pressure on our ball in the air as well. So we've got a plan. We've got some things that they might not have seen, and I'm sure they'll have things that we wouldn't have seen as well. But I guess that's all part of the strategy that you try and put into the game, and hopefully implement that come tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, it's going to be fiercely contested because there's a bit of familiarity between the two teams as well, and play against each other, Pro 14, European Cup level, but obviously international level as well. So we're going to make sure that we set our stall out and don't allow them to have an impact on what we want to do, and similarly we'll go hard at what they're trying to do and to take away some of their advantage.
In similar veins, in terms of the personnel that you have, what gives you confidence about that line out?
About theirs or ours?
Yours.
Ours. The experience that we have, in particular in the back row with Pete and CJ, who have played plenty of tests together, gives us a little bit of advantage, I think, in terms of the options that we have there. And then at lock, Hendy and James Ryan have developed a nice partnership over the last couple of seasons. They haven't always played together. Other players have come in and come out of that combination, but they work well together. You know, they're quick on the feet, they're quick into the air, and you know, I believe that along with the combination of the guys who are lifting as well, we have some world-class guys on the ground who don't go up, but they probably do the work that's unseen. We're very fortunate that we have a real good combination of all those things, along with two hookers that can put the ball where it's needed each time. And yeah, I think the line out is always going to be fiercely contested. You know, you saw last night Japan had a number of real quality balls, but Russia got after them as well at times and disrupted them. So it's going to be no different. in every game. Elements might come into it, but hopefully tomorrow is going to be fine, and we'll have a clear night. We're just going to make sure that our drills are good, our process is good, and we give the sort of quality ball that Pete said, the front foot ball that the backs can get us on the front foot and allow us to get some momentum into our game.
So you mentioned the elements just then. The forecast does seem to be moving around a bit, but if it is wet, do you have a view on who that might favour?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think both sides like to move the ball around and would prefer to play in the dry, but there is a bit of unpredictability in this part of the world, especially in September, early October. So we have to be prepared to change things up a little bit in case the weather does turn. You know, like you say, maybe 5 or 6 days ago it was looking a little bit more like it might be monsoon conditions, but it looks like it's fared up a bit now, and I think we've got the ability to adapt to either conditions. It doesn't help, obviously, if it does come down a little bit, then we have to deal with that and we have to manage those situations. But I think we play enough in the wet weather in the Northern Hemisphere in midwinter to know how to play those conditions as well as trying to play the conditions if it is dry.
Peter, I'll just ask you about the fans. How much does it mean to the team that so many are making the journey all the way out and to follow the side?
Yeah, it means a huge amount. You know, it's no surprise, to be honest. You know, all the big games, big tournaments that we play in, you know, they always manage to end up travelling, you know, at any expense, it seems, and end up getting tickets at all costs to turn up for us. And yeah, look, it's massive for us, wherever we play. You know, particularly when you see when you're away from home, particularly this far, to see the support and effort people have made to get here and support us. You know, it matters a huge amount to the team, and it certainly doesn't go unnoticed. So it's great to see lots of glory.
Jacob, just on that, with the fans that haven't travelled, how aware are you of the support from home?
Yeah, like obviously, the fact that we do have so many people out here at class, but yeah, like I'm getting a lot of messages, and you know, there's a lot of kind of buzz around home about people just saying they're looking forward to watching it, which it's always a nice feeling, and like it's just nice to kind of like we don't really have an awareness of what the buzz is like back at home just because we're so far away, but people messaging us and wishing us good luck, like it, yes, it's very nice.
What are the plans this evening? Do you sit together as a group, maybe to Pete and Jacob and watch the game, or do you have individual ideas about how to get ready for a big game?
It'll probably just be the same as a game back in Shelburne, like no doubt in being in John Morning's room eating all sweets and chocolate, but I don't tend to do that. I'll be eating my salads and doing my crunches.
Yeah, I think they're a good time, those games, so we normally have a bit of grub and fellas will drift into kind of team area and keep an eye on the game, and again, we're all here because we love the game of rugby. We're not going to be overly analysing the game, but we'll certainly sit down and keep an eye on it. Two big nations in the first game, so hopefully it'll be an enjoyable game.
I'll be watching an episode of Takeshi's Castle. It keeps me entertained.
オマホニ選手に伺いたいんですけれども、日本のファンもアイルランドのチームを非常にリスペクトしています。今回のチームに根付いている文化というものがもしあるとするならばどんなものなのか教えていただきたいです。
Is that the Japanese culture or the Irish culture from sports? Sorry, no.
アイルランドの今回のチームにあるカルチャーです。
Sorry, no. Is it from our team's culture or is it from the supporters' culture? Sorry. Culture. Look, we're obviously a very proud nation, proud squad. To be from Ireland, to get an opportunity to play for Ireland is something that none of the squad take very lightly. Whether you're in the 31, the 23, or the starting 15, it's a huge honour to be here playing in a World Cup in Japan. That's probably the overwhelming thing. With regard to, I suppose, the team, we've had a fabulous welcome from the Japanese people, and we're certainly very grateful for that. I was lucky enough to be here 10 years ago, and had experienced a lot of the cultures that were here, but we're certainly hugely grateful for the welcome we've got this time. It's been absolutely incredible, and I think guys certainly have been taken aback. Ireland would consider themselves a very welcoming nation, but I certainly think Japan take that to a different level. It's been a pleasure to arrive here and tour around here, and we haven't been here that long, so it's been great to be here already. Thank you very much.
The last couple.
お三方それぞれに聞きたいんですけれども、昨日の開幕戦、明日はごめんなさい、スコットランド戦ですけれども、昨日の開幕戦を見られて、日本の印象、危険な選手だったり、日本のどんなところが印象に残ったか、それぞれ教えてもらってますか。
Yeah, like Pete said earlier, the quality was very good last night on show, and obviously it's the first game of the World Cup, opening game. It's a big event, and there was probably a few nerves there, but certainly the way that both teams went at the game physically, it was very, very demanding. I'm sure there'll be a few sore bodies today. The Russian team certainly probably belied their sort of standing and how they come into the tournament off the back of some disappointing results, but they were certainly a match for the Japanese team for 60 minutes, and they made it very difficult for Japan to get into the game. But obviously the quality of Japan we saw in some of their tries sort of later on in the second half, where the game broke up a little bit. Lafayette is a threat. Every time he has the ball, he's got a very good outside break. He's got a good handoff. He's got the ability to play the ball out of the tackle. Michael Leach is an experienced player who always plays big in big games. So across the board, I thought that the quality of the game was excellent, but obviously there's some real threats for us to think about after tomorrow's match. We won't be looking too far ahead until we get through the game tomorrow, and then we can focus on the Japanese proposition.
We'll take the last one there from Neil.
Jacob, you played against Matsushima 2 years ago. I think he scored a try that day as well. What did you make of his performance? How does it whet the appetite that a winger on a good day can do?
Yeah, I remember playing against him 2 years ago. It was my second test for Ireland, and yeah, he's a serious handful. So he is. He's got really good gas, and he's kind of one of those lads that he doesn't look that big, but he's very strong and he's very slippery. But yeah, I thought he took his tries very well last night, and was probably unlucky not to get the fourth, which as a winger in your first game in the World Cup, that's pretty much exactly how you'd like it to go. So I thought he was superb, and he's a dangerous player. So I'd say next week we'll have to definitely take a look at him and make sure we know how to defend him.
Okay, thank you very much. Obrigado, Mats.